I did travel the road a lot with Rudy Boy. I mean, we started to make these trips from San Antonio to Philadelphia, San Antonio to Boston. I mean, these are like 60, 70-hour round trips. I was in college full time at the time, so that really hindered my grades. But Rudy was just a character in himself because he was shaped kind of like Mr. Potato Head. And he would down all this hydroxycut, but he was fat as fuck, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you realize you have to work out and eat right for this shit to work, right? Like, it's not, you know what I mean? And we're taking these drives. I don't know how we didn't get pulled over more often, because he'd eat, you know, like a bunch of McDonald's or something like that. And as he would finish stuff, he would just, you know, the window was the trash can. And I was like, holy shit, how can he do this? Like, but I do remember one time driving to Philadelphia, and we were probably in the Baltimore area, and there was this guy who was in the van with us named Biohazard, and he was one of these kind of more jacked guys who brought his own meals with him and that kind of thing. And I remember he had some steak in a Tupperware container, and when he got in, it kind of smelled, not bad, but it smelled like marinade. And Rudy was like, hey, man, did you bring enough for everybody? He was like, what are you talking about? I just got enough for me. He's like, oh, motherfucker. Like, argh. So fast forward 20-something hours. We're kind of in the Washington area. And there was probably about 6 or 7 of us that would, you know, Rudy would rent a van. This is when we started doing Ring of Honor. So this is probably around 2002. Almost 2003, but 2002. We're driving through the Washington area, and some jackass clips us, almost like speeds off and cuts us off, and it's raining, and well, it wasn't quite raining bad, but it was, you know, it was damp, and he was like, hey, motherfucker, you know, like, ah. And he got all pissed off, so we sped up and caught up to this guy, and the guy Biohazard was sleeping at this time. So Rudy reaches down and grabs one of his steaks, and we pull up next to this guy, and Rudy just, like a baseball, just launches it at this car next to us, and it just, like, right on the window. Like, I don't know how it didn't smash these guys' window, like the passenger side window. Just smashed this guy's window, but it didn't break. So we're just dying laughing, you know what I mean? The whole time this guy doesn't know that one of his steaks has just been used as a fucking weapon. And so maybe 5 minutes down the road, we see the cherry lights come on behind us. We're like, what? Oh, fuck. You know, like, cops pull us over. And we're just like, what the hell? I wasn't speeding or anything. You're like, oh, maybe they saw you throw trash out. I don't know. So he has us all line up. This cop has us all line up on the side of the highway. And like I said, there's like 6 or 7 of us, just this motley crew of idiots. And they start searching the van and everything like that. And this guy Biohazard, he liked to buy knives at gas stations and stuff like that. And we're like, you fucking idiot! Like, what are you gonna do? And so we tried like hiding them. These cops weren't very good, obviously, because they didn't find the knives. But anyways, they started questioning us all. Like, where are you guys going? And what are y'all doing? And all this stuff. And finally got down and we were like, what is this about? And you're like, well, we had a report from a car that there was a van with y'all's make that was shooting other cars with paintballs. Like, and we were holding it in like, they thought that was a fucking paintball gun. Like, did they not, you know, taste the marinade or something off the window? Like, it obviously clearly was not a paintball gun. But we thought that was hilarious that, you know, we got off on that one. Yeah, those were some interesting road trips, man. Talk about commitment. I mean, it's funny because, you know, I always think about guys who get into wrestling nowadays, and you wonder, you know, if you could tell these guys, hey, you'll make it someday, maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, and you'll get all this money, but between now and then, you're going to need to do 60, you know, hour road trips for no money and all this stuff. How many of those guys would sign on? You know what I mean? I question that. I wonder that, because you just start to see things change so much. As far as guys' intentions for getting into the business in the first place. But I think the road trips are really what test you as whether you really have what it takes or not. You know, it's all part of paying your dues.